The sinking of the RMS Titanic is a story forever etched in human memory. Most believe it was the arrogance of man, building a ship deemed unsinkable only to be humbled by nature's might. But the story of the Titanic is far more complex than a single catastrophic encounter with an iceberg. It is a story woven from a tapestry of human error, financial pressures, and a series of unfortunate events that aligned with chilling precision. The unsinkable ship, a marvel of engineering at the time, rests on the ocean floor, a testament to the unpredictable fury of the sea. The Titanic's demise was not solely due to an icy encounter on a moonless night. This is the story of the Titanic, told not through the lens of romantic tragedy, but through the clear eyes of historical investigation. Deep within the bowels of the Titanic, a silent threat simmered long before the icy Atlantic waters ever breached her hull. A coal bunker fire, ignited days before the ship's departure from Southampton, raged on, hidden from the passengers who boarded with dreams of new beginnings and luxurious transatlantic voyages. The fire, fueled by tons of coal, burned at extremely high temperatures, reaching an estimated 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. This intense heat was not just a minor inconvenience, it was a ticking time bomb. The relentless heat weakened the steel hull in the vicinity of the fire, reducing its strength by as much as 75%. This significant reduction in structural integrity was a hidden danger. This invisible vulnerability hidden beneath the surface of opulence and grandeur would have dire consequences when the Titanic encountered its icy fate. The iceberg's impact was catastrophic, but the pre-existing damage made it even worse. While the iceberg remains the catalyst for the disaster, the pre-existing fire damage is a crucial piece of the puzzle. It compounded the tragedy, making the ship more vulnerable. It serves as a stark reminder that even the grandest creations can be fatally undermined by hidden flaws. The Titanic's story is not just one of an iceberg, but of a fire that ate away at hope. The night of April 14th, 1912, dawned clear and cold, the sea as smooth as glass. The Titanic, sailing at near maximum speed, received warnings of ice fields in the area, but continued on its course with an air of invincibility. At 11:40 p.m., fate intervened. Lookouts spotted an iceberg dead ahead, a monstrous, shimmering wall in the ship's path. Despite frantic efforts to avoid a collision, the Titanic struck the iceberg on its starboard side. The impact felt throughout the ship as a shudder, more jarring than alarming. The weakened steel, its integrity compromised by the ongoing coal fire, crumpled under the pressure. Water flooded into the first 6 compartments, far exceeding the capacity of the ship's pumps to contain the deluge. The coal fire, a constant menace since the Titanic's departure, was not just a technical failure, but a closely guarded secret. This fire, which had been smouldering in one of the ship's coal bunkers, was a significant risk that could have compromised the ship's safety long before it struck the iceberg. Evidence suggests that the fire and its potential impact on the ship's structural integrity were concealed from passengers and even from some crew members. This lack of transparency created a false sense of security among those on board who were unaware of the lurking danger. The decision to suppress this information stemmed from a combination of factors, all pointing to a culture of prioritizing profit over safety. Financial interests often overshadowed the well-being of passengers, a common practice in the competitive shipping industry of the early 1900s. The White Star Line, the Titanic's owner, faced immense financial pressure in the early 20th century. The company was in a race to outdo its competitors, and any delay or negative publicity could have had severe financial repercussions. Delaying the Titanic's maiden voyage to address the fire would have been costly, both in terms of repairs and damage to the company's reputation. The urgency to maintain the ship's schedule overshadowed the need for thorough safety measures. J. Bruce Ismay, managing director of the White Star Line, was on board the Titanic for its maiden voyage and played a controversial role in the events leading up to the sinking. His decisions and actions have been scrutinized and debated by historians for decades. The decision to conceal the fire and downplay the severity of the situation ultimately proved fatal. The combination of the fire and the iceberg collision sealed the fate of the Titanic, leading to one of the most tragic maritime disasters in history. As the Titanic slipped beneath the waves, a chilling reality became horrifyingly clear. There were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. The ship, once hailed as the pinnacle of maritime engineering, was now a scene of chaos and despair. Passengers and crew alike faced the grim truth that survival was a matter of luck and timing. The ship, designed to carry over 3,500 people, had only enough lifeboats for a little over 1,100. This glaring shortfall meant that more than half of those on board had no chance of securing a place in a lifeboat. This inadequate provision, while technically meeting the legal requirements of the time, would have tragic consequences on that fateful night. The regulations, woefully outdated, did not account for the sheer number of passengers on such a massive vessel. The decision to equip the Titanic with a limited number of lifeboats was not due to ignorance of the potential dangers at sea. Instead, it was a calculated risk driven by a combination of factors, including cost-cutting measures and a desire to maintain the ship's aesthetic appeal. The belief in the ship's invincibility played a significant role in this decision. Instead, it was a calculated risk driven by a combination of factors, including cost-cutting measures and a desire to maintain the ship's aesthetic appeal. The shipbuilders and owners believed that the Titanic's advanced design and watertight compartments would prevent any catastrophic event. The prevailing attitude at the time was that the Titanic, with its advanced design and watertight compartments, was practically unsinkable. This overconfidence led to complacency in safety measures, a mistake that would cost many lives. The Titanic's sinking exposed a fatal flaw in maritime safety regulations, prompting a global overhaul of safety standards and a renewed focus on the importance of adequate lifeboat capacity. The disaster served as a harsh lesson, leading to significant changes in how ships were equipped and how safety protocols were enforced. The Titanic's final hours were marked not only by a series of unfortunate events, but also by a string of missed opportunities and disregarded warnings. The icy waters of the North Atlantic were known to pose a threat to shipping, and the Titanic received multiple messages from other vessels reporting ice in the area. However, a combination of factors, including complacency, communication breakdowns, and a desire to maintain speed and schedule, led to these warnings being downplayed or ignored. One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Titanic's sinking is the role of the SS Californian, a nearby vessel that had stopped for the night due to the ice field. The Californian's crew observed the Titanic's lights in the distance and even exchanged signals with the ship. By the time the Californian realized the gravity of the situation, it was too late. Captain Edward John Smith, a seasoned mariner with a distinguished career, stood at the helm of the Titanic on its maiden voyage. Tasked with commanding the largest and most luxurious ship of its time, Captain Smith faced immense pressure to deliver a smooth and successful journey. However, on that fateful night, his judgment and actions would come under intense scrutiny, becoming a subject of debate and speculation for generations to come. Captain Smith's decision to maintain a high speed despite ice warnings has been a point of contention among historians. Some argue that his desire to maintain schedule and impress passengers, coupled with a belief in the Titanic's unsinkability, led him to underestimate the danger posed by the ice. The evacuation of the Titanic was chaotic and ultimately inadequate, with many lifeboats launched only partially filled. The RMS Titanic was more than just a ship, it was a floating palace, a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of the opulence of the Gilded Age. Designed to be the largest and most luxurious liner of its time, the Titanic offered passengers a taste of unparalleled elegance and comfort on the high seas. From its grand staircase to its state-of-the-art amenities, the Titanic was a marvel of engineering and a testament to human ambition. First-class passengers on the Titanic enjoyed a level of luxury and opulence that rivaled the finest hotels of the era. They dined on gourmet meals prepared by world-class chefs, relaxed in lavishly appointed staterooms, and enjoyed access to a wide array of amenities, including a swimming pool, gymnasium, Turkish bath, and even a squash court. The ship's interiors were adorned with intricate woodwork, stained glass and plush furnishings, creating an atmosphere of refined elegance. The sinking of the RMS Titanic stands as one of history's most poignant reminders of the fragility of human life and the enduring power of the sea. The disaster, while tragic, served as a catalyst for sweeping changes in maritime safety regulations, ensuring that the lessons learned from that fateful night would forever shape the future of sea travel. In the wake of the Titanic's sinking, international maritime safety regulations were overhauled. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, was established in 1914, mandating stricter lifeboat requirements, improved radio communication protocols, and the establishment of ice patrol services to monitor and report on ice conditions in shipping lanes. These regulations, adopted worldwide, aimed to prevent similar tragedies from occurring. The Titanic story continues to captivate and resonate with people around the world.